conversation or in classrooms is always awesome. The names that come across, I'm just going, I can't pick, so I leave it to everybody else to do that. Can you say, somebody please help us out? And so for everybody that is receiving an award tonight, congratulations. And if you are not, trust me, I'm sure your name was on our list some way, shape, or form, and you were part of our conversation. With that being said, I do not like talking long and being long-winded. So I'll ask Brittany, I believe she has a PowerPoint for us this evening that will help us facilitate the program. There we go. And I will open the floor up for our first couple of speakers, which Dr. Nicotera will introduce our first one.
I was muted. I was being a good Zoom participant and muting when I was not speaking. So thank you, Richard, for that opening. I am just really pleased to be with everyone here tonight. I love how we get this great Zoom turnout for these events, and we can be in the room, so to speak, with our remote people, have people from all over the world. And so that's the wonderful part about this Zoom thing. So our first award is for the MA Alum of the Year. This year, the award is for Kristen Willett. And I see that Kristen is here, although Kristen, I don't see you on my screen. Let me see if I can scroll to, there's Kristen, I see you. Kristen and I actually arrived at Mason at the same time. She was one of the first MA students I had the opportunity to work with. And remember that little conference room where we had that seminar? It was Kristen Willett and Meg Tucker and James Steele and Alice and Chiara, our Italian students. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Kristen received her MA from us in 2009 and then received her PhD from us in 2015. Her dissertation research on hidden illness and social support, which focused on the role of the primary partner of fibromyalgia patients, had significant implications for psychosocial intervention. And though she does not work in the healthcare field with fibromyalgia patients, I think that what she learned about compassion that came from her heart is what she does in her job now as assistant director of the MA program at Johns Hopkins University, which she very quickly landed after getting our PhD. And so now she has MA students of her own. And she takes a compassionate approach to their development. She probably steals our prospective students, but at least we know that they are well cared for under Kristen's leadership. Kristen, you're a stellar example of what people can do once they receive an MA from our program, that it was your foundation for everything that you've done since. And we're very, very proud of you. And this is the inaugural year where we've split the Graduate Alum Award into an MA and a PhD Alum Award. So congratulations on being our first MA designated MA Alumni Award winner. So Kristen, if you'd like to say a few words, we'd like to hear from you.
Thank you so much. And I'm very humbled and I'm glad to share it with JT. He was also in my PhD cohort, so I am very happy to share it with him. Any alumni awards, I'm always happy to share anything, and the spotlight can go off of me as soon as I'm done talking, very much. But I do want to say thank you so much to Dr. Nicotera. As she kind of alluded, we moved through the process together as she started and I started at the same time. And I don't know if she knows how instrumental she was, and everyone truly was, at helping me become the academic and the hopeful mentor that I am now. Looking back on my time in my master's at George Mason, it's easy to see how influential it was at helping me become the academic I am today. When I graduated in 2009, I had glimpses of what I wanted in a career, but now I can with complete confidence say that my MA and PhD from this program is why I am where I am today. The opportunities I was able to volunteer or apply for during my years at Mason were fundamental at helping me succeed at the University of Maryland, where I first started off as a non-tenure track teaching faculty member, where I taught public speaking, which probably is how most of you know me, as I taught public speaking during my time at Mason. But also in such a bigger way, at Mason helped me succeed where I am today at Johns Hopkins as the assistant director of their MA program in communication. And I know that doesn't make us competitors. I try not to steal too many students, but maybe one or two. Now I am fully able to apply everything I learned both in and out of the classroom to my own department. The mentorships I was able to gain and nurture here during my time in my MA and PhD have helped me immensely. And your interpersonal communication course and organizational communication course were excellent in helping me build a strong foundation for my research. And Gary, your health campaigns class was instrumental at starting me down the health communication path. Finally, Tim, I don't know if you remember, but you were invaluable at helping me chisel out my excellent MA final project. Now, not only am I prepared to teach the next generation of scholars and practitioners, thanks to you all, but through your understanding your pedagogy and my time as a GTA, I'm able to better serve my students and school through curriculum updates, changes, and more. I was able to learn about accreditation, thanks to my time here and volunteering to have my classes as part of the project process, or I might have been voluntold. I'm not really sure which one it was. And funny enough, now I've had to do it at every single school I've been to since leaving. I'm just that lucky. I was also able to learn about learning outcomes through my time at Mason, and sadly, I'm probably one of the few on each faculty committee now who actually does. Side note, I'm also great at moving since I was part of, I think, 3 moves while I was at Mason, but I hear you're almost done moving. Yay, I'm proud of you all. So to sum up, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all my instructors, my mentors, my past coworkers, and now my friends, all these years after graduation. You truly taught me more than you will ever know, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Kristen. That was well said. Next on our presentation list, we have Dr. Maybach who will introduce our outstanding PhD alumni.
Which is incredible pleasure for me to do so. Let's see, am I on the screen? Yes, I am. So you all know him as JT, but JT actually has a full name and it's Jagadish Thakur. Jagadish was, JT helps me reflect on the sort of the 7 generations approach to being a good steward of the earth and of humanity. You know, he came to be a student of mine, but in fact, I feel like I am now the student of his, even though he long since left us. He lives halfway around the world in New Zealand. But because Jagadish came to study at Mason to get his doctoral degree, because he had a deep belief, an abiding belief in the power of research to serve humanity. And that's why he wanted to come to us. That's how he spent his time with us. And that is what he has done ever since he has left us. Use the communication science tools we helped him develop to create the conditions for the betterment of people in countries around the world. In New Zealand, where he lives, in the US, where he did live, in India, where he was raised. He's really been an absolute model of this incredible tradition of scholarship for a purpose, scholarship to advance humanity. As many of you know, I like to say that the only thing that I've learned in 40 years in my career that I really believe is true, absolutely, and I'm willing to defend, I'm willing to fight on that hill to defend it. I believe that every public communication campaign in history that has worked has featured simple, clear messages repeated often by a variety of trusted voices. Last summer, as the pandemic was raging in New Zealand and around the world, JT was on a New Zealand news interview, and he said, essentially, he was explaining why New Zealand was doing so well when the US and so many other countries were doing so badly in responding to the COVID pandemic. And he said it had a lot to do with simple, clear messages repeated often with compassion and kindness by a variety of trusted voices. He added a really important missing idea to the mantra that I had done my best to teach him. And in doing so, he revealed to me that my own mantra, that thing that I had learned over 40 years, was incomplete, but he completed it. And he did it on live TV, and he did it with compassion and kindness, which is absolutely what JT is all about, compassion and kindness. So I cannot think of a person I am more proud of. He was my first doctoral student at Mason. He has become a member of my family, both academically and personally. And so it is with great pleasure that I introduce you all to JT, Jagadish Thacker.
Thank you so much, Ed. Every time Ed speaks, I feel like he's talking about somebody else, some higher dimension of me. I've got a short note to share. So the first flight that I ever took on borrowed money and with $200 in my pocket was to the United States. That's the first time I ever got on a flight. It was a terrifying experience. And when I landed in Dallas, the Indian Student Association were supposed to pick me up, but nobody did. I waited in the airport overnight for 12 hours, only to realize that the Indian Association would come and do a pickup only for girls. So I felt maybe if I can just go back and sit in the plane, they will, drop me back home. Two Bangladeshi students who were studying at George Mason took me to their hostel, and then I found my way through. But all that alienation, culture shock wore off the first time I met Don Boileau for a week-long teaching workshop. And some of the teaching strategies that I learned then have been useful for me even today. Ed interviewed me for a research assistant position. He asked me how many gallons of paint is used in India annually. I asked him, what's a gallon start with? And then I asked him if I can just Google the answer. And he smiled and said no. Sharon Zhao was sitting right behind me. And as you see in Hollywood movies, I thought if I give him the wrong answer, my neck will get dislocated. Using broad parameters of number of houses, walls, and frequency of paint every year, I came up with an estimate. I knew it was wrong, but Ed smiled and said that was the right answer. He wasn't testing me if I got the figure right, but my strategy about finding such information. What I recommend about George Mason is what I miss the most. It's caring faculty, which will not only take the horse to water, but following Bandura's social learning theory will role model the behaviors for you to increase your efficacy and help you succeed. Even after you leave, the connections that help you make the recommendations they write will ensure your career success. Like Ed's recommendations, like just you heard his speech, you want him to be your lawyer giving closing arguments in a jury. He will be your court poet, ensuring everyone knows what a valuable person you are for a job. From Gary, I learned the science of health communication, but also how to be a champion of diversity and inclusion, to set up a large tent for ideas to share and prosper. From Anne, I learned that simple conversations are complex endeavors of organizing. Her support and help, I'll still cherish every time I meet her during the ICA conferences. From Carl, I learned openness, to be thorough in ideas, words, and citation styles. I remember his feedback, always scribbled with red ink, even to the last citation. And I'm sure he still does that. From Kathy, I learned that the smartest scholar in the room can also have the sweetest voice, and her dedication to helping others learn is just unparalleled. Each member of the GMU faculty, even though I never did a class with or shared any research interests, were kind, welcoming, and made me feel this place belongs to me. I can succeed here. From Tim Gibson, I learned the joy of social change advocacy. He brings a depth of understanding to social issues with warmth and humor. From Sharon Zhao, I learned a lot of things, most importantly, being patient and helping slow learners like me. I even participated in Schroeder John's anti-smoking study, which I quickly dropped out to be a missing value and reduce the power of the study. But I hear that Xiaomei and Xiaotron have started a new anti-vaping study, so I can fulfill the promise of being a good participant there. I know #1 climate scientist in the public university and #2 climate scientist in the world. How cool is that? That's like knowing Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert in the comedy world. And fortunately, they both make me feel that I still work at the Daily Show, even though I live so far away. My advice to current grad student is that there will be tough times when you do not match the expectations of your mentors, when you will feel this is just too much for me, I'm not that smart enough. To them, I say, persist, seek help, ask for advice, because at GMU, you're not just there for 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, but as with Ed, Gary, Shoutron, Anne, and others, they are you with for life. They will continue to hold your hand no matter what you end up doing. And what I learned, another important thing at George Mason, is that while scholarly research is important and valuable, it is but an important first step. Bridging the world of ideas with the world of messy public discussions and policy change requires you to step out of academia, to be a public intellectual. And at George Mason, you got several role models. Even today, I shamelessly replicate the work of Ed and other people at 4C, and I've been impactful precisely because of that. In America, as much I cherish the tradition of top scientific work, I also cherish the tradition of activism. As Saul Alinsky said once, true revolutionaries do not flaunt their radicalism. They cut their hair, put on suits, and bring the change from within. In New Zealand, there's a proverb by Maori ancestors which says, "Nau te roro, naku te roro, kaora te manuhiri." With your food basket and my food basket, together we will feed our people. This is our contribution to the world. Thank you so much for this award. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, everyone.
Nicely said, JT. And though I never met you in person, I can see why Ed would put you up and nominate you for this award and this recognition. Absolutely. Thank you both for those wonderful sentiments in regards to the program, and as important as you have been to our program as well. We appreciate you sharing this opportunity and time in your words. Before we move forward, a couple of things real quick. I just want to ask those that are receiving awards tonight, if you wouldn't mind taking a quick moment and saying a brief thank you or something, so that if we're in speaker view, your face will pop up and we can see you, or else if you are in gallery view, or we're in gallery view, you'll still be popping up and highlighted so we can see your wonderful face and all the amazingness that is you in terms of this recognition, if not for a brief moment. So just a brief thank you, whatever you want to say, just so that we can see you pop up for a moment and recognize who's being appreciated at this moment. With that said, I will pop in between each award and ask each respective faculty that is awarding the recipient tonight to come to the screen. So our first faculty is Dr. Nicotera, if you wouldn't mind taking over the screen.
I don't mind at all. Thank you, Richard. And I have my mic on this time and everything. The next award is the Lieutenant Colonel William Schroeder Memorial Award for Excellence in Strategic Communication. And as we said, as we were beginning the session before the recording was turned on, Lieutenant Colonel Schroeder's parents are here with us this evening to help us celebrate this award. Kathy Rowan and I created this award several years ago as a way of honoring our alumnus, Bill Schroeder. The award is given to an Air Force fellow who embodies our MA alumnus Bill Schroeder's commitment to communication excellence, his extraordinary ability to explain complex concepts to lay audiences, and his grace in doing so with humility and respect. So when Bill would explain something complex, he would do it without talking down to people. He would do it without watering down the concept. He was a quiet and hardworking career special operations weather officer, what we might know as a meteorologist for the Air Force. And one of his jobs was to learn how the weather might affect a mission before the mission was attempted. And this was something that before I knew Bill, I didn't even think about, you know, that the weatherman was one of the most important people in a military operation. And the ability to explain something complex quickly to people who were not scientific experts was probably honed in that job that he had. And so he was an excellent communicator before he came to us, and then was able to hone that skill. As many of you know, he was the 342nd Training Squadron Commander when he lost his own life protecting the life of his first sergeant in 2016. At our program at Mason, Bill was known for explaining complex subjects well, and also for his quiet courage. Kathy Rowan gives the best example. In her science communication class, he explained air pressure, which was something when I saw, and there's a video of that. When I saw the video, I thought I understood air pressure until I heard Bill explain it, and then I realized I hadn't understood it at all. And in that class, he told what strikes us in our memory is he told the class that how he got interested in the weather was as a child looking at puffy clouds in the sky that looked like Snoopy. So, from these humble beginnings comes a lifelong passion and an excellence. This award is given this year to Melissa Urbanski. Those of us who know Melissa well know both her commitment to communication excellence, her consummate skill at explaining things, and her kindnesses to her professors and her fellow students. For example, last fall, and I know she did the same for Kathy Rowan this semester, she helped a lot of us learn Zoom features very patiently and in the time before or after a Zoom class. And she was doing this even while she was finding her own way in a program that she didn't expect to be an online program. So as she was doing her own pivot, she was helping others pivot. And that really struck us as extraordinary. Melissa's consistent helpfulness is a manifestation of her own academic passion to study the human element in leadership. In social science literature, we might call that empathy or social support. What Melissa calls the human element in leadership is an important part of high reliability organizational leadership. Congratulations to Melissa for this award. And Bill's parents, Alan and Susan Schroeder, who have joined us this evening, I think would like to say a couple of words. And before they do, I just want to say I heard a rumor that Bill's mom actually helped him edit his 798 paper back in the day because she wanted to make sure that it was well written. So Alan and Susan, please feel free to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you again for having us this evening. And I would like to extend our congratulations to Melissa as well for a fine exploration into education. And I liked hearing that she was able to help you through some of these Zoom things, because certainly that all of us need help with those things at various times. I would say that, yes, I did help Bill edit some things, but just basically what he asked me to. I only got to deal with the grammar and punctuation and things like that, not with the technical part. But Bill, too, one of the things in communication, I know, and it sounds like, Melissa, you've done some studying on this as well, was so often when we've met people who have remembered him, had said that he'd sit at his desk with his fingers kind of up like this and just kind of listening. And he was a great listener. And I think as part of communication skills and empathy towards other people, that is an important quality. So I'm glad that you are studying that. So on behalf of our daughter-in-law, Abby, who is not able to be with us this evening, and his two sons, Noah, who is now 12, and Mason, who is 8, and Alan and myself, again, we wish you the very best as going forward with this. It's a tremendous experience that he had, and I'm sure that you have had too, and it will take you very far in your career and being with other people who are under your command. So congratulations and go forward.
Okay. Let me make sure I'm unmuted. I just want to say thank you, Susan and Alan. It is an honor to meet you. I wasn't going to get emotional, but this is like a really cool award to recognize your son and to be recognized in your son's honor. And so today I took a little trip and I went up to Arlington and I got to see him. And I think it's really cool. I got to write Abby because it's Military Spouse Appreciation Day. We shouldn't have started with mine, sorry. so I got to express my appreciation for her as a military spouse, because what courage your son had to do what he did. And I can only hope to live in honor of that for the rest of my life. My time here at Mason has been amazing. I am so grateful for the relationships we've been able to form through the virtual world. And I appreciate everyone's patience with me, because I don't have that communication background. So it has been a learning experience for me as well. I have learned so much, and I am so looking forward to going back to the Air Force in 2022 and just expressing all the things that I learned and teaching them better ways to communicate, because we can all always improve on our communication. So I will stop talking there. But again, Susan, Alan, your son is amazing, and he has made an impact in my life that I will never forget. And it is just my honor to be recognized for this award and to, like I said, live my life each day as he would have lived his. So thank you so much to George Mason for this recognition.
Congratulations, Melissa. I'd argue opposite. I think that was a beautiful way to start the award portion of our ceremony all the way around. So it was an awesome, awesome experience. And thank you for being a part of this program. I asked Dr. Maybach to take the screen again for our next award.
Okay, so again, my pleasure to give this award. But before I tell you who I'm giving it to, let me tell you who Joe Witte is. Joe Witte was another meteorologist. Bill had a very specific focus with his meteorology. Joe, who Bill actually knew quite well, Joe was a broadcast meteorologist. He spent 40 years on air, more than 40 years on air. He spent the last 10 years of his career on air in Washington, D.C. on our ABC station. And one afternoon in, I'm guessing 2009, 2008, when I had published, when my colleague and I had published our first national public opinion survey called Climate Change in the American Mind, Joe Witte called me in my office unannounced, and I kind of got a little excited, to say the least, that this television celebrity was calling me. But he revealed to me exactly who he was that day. One of the most enthusiastic science communication students on the face of the planet. Joe was as exuberant as a child with his enthusiasms about what could be accomplished with science communication by broadcast meteorologists. Why? Because they're great communicators, because they've got a whole lot of scientific knowledge, and because we, members of the public, we invite them into our homes on a routine basis. And Joe, the reason he called me is because he saw that there's something else that he and his meteorology colleagues have that he didn't know. They have the trust of the public. Our survey showed that broadcast meteorologists are one of the most trusted sources of information about global warming. So Joe came to my office shortly thereafter. He proposed a project that has been one of the best projects to come out of George Mason University, as far as I know, ever. We have worked to cultivate the broadcast meteorology community as trusted local climate educators to help everyday Americans understand that climate change is changing the conditions in their backyard already. This was Joe Witte's idea. He deserves an award in his name. And Amanda Borth is the winner of this year's Joe Witte Award in Science Communication. I met Amanda when she was still an undergraduate at American University. She asked to speak with me about coming into our doctoral program, but she hadn't completed her, she had barely started her master's program, actually. And she was so enthusiastic about science communication. She reminded me actually of Joe right away. She had that same wonderful childlike enthusiasm about the world, which I, as you might guess, I share with them both. I'm very much childlike in my enthusiasms for the world. But Amanda has this incredible belief that who Amanda, by the way, who works on the Climate Matters program that Joe helped give birth to. Amanda has this deep and abiding belief in the magic of dialogue and the fact that the world is in a bad way right now for a whole variety of reasons. And at the core of it all is because we don't talk well to each other. We don't listen well to each other anymore. And if we can just find ways of harnessing dialogue, harnessing public deliberation, we can move past the acrimony that is so endemic in our society today, and we can move towards agreement about how best to move forward on important social issues like solving our changing global climate. So it is truly my pleasure to give this award to Amanda Borth, and it is truly my pleasure to continue to have her to work with. She is 2 years into her doctoral program, but that means we get to enjoy her for at least 2 more years. So Amanda, I'll pass the mic to you.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Ed, and thank you so much to everyone in the department. I'm really honored to have this award and this recognition. And I would like to say that I wouldn't even have this award or this enthusiasm for science communication if I didn't see it modeled so well by the folks in our department. And I wouldn't be doing what I love today if it weren't for that endless support by my mentors, my peers, and my friends that you see on this Zoom screen today. So thank you.
Congratulations, Amanda. Our next presenter our next faculty will actually be given a couple of awards or naming those. And if I can ask Dr. Brockelman Post to take the screen for us.
All right. So for this first award, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the winners and then move on. But first, do you want Chris to present the Department Leadership Award?
I'm so sorry. I skipped right over that. My apologies, Melissa.
No, that's fine.
Dr. Clark, if you could come and take the screen, my apologies to you too.
Oh, no worries. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chris Clark. I direct the PhD program, and it's my pleasure to present this year's Department Leadership Award to Erin Campbell. As the name suggests, the award recognizes excellence in leadership that a particular doctoral student or graduate student embodies. And I think when I think of Erin's leadership, I think of it in 2 capacities. The first capacity is one in which she represents the department in an external collaboration, an ongoing collaboration with the National Park Service between Mason and the National Park Service, which results in a summer internship program that she has run the last 2 years, where she brings in talented undergraduate students to the DC area to work with the Park Service and different park units in the area to craft climate change communication, outreach, and engagement materials. And Erin has executed that flawlessly at a time of great uncertainty about funding during a pandemic, both this summer and last summer, and has been an amazing advocate for our program and has represented our department well in that context. And the second leadership accomplishment, I've had the pleasure of working with her as president of the Communication Graduate Student Association, which advocates for, effectively and wonderfully advocates for the interests and the concerns and the rights of PhD and master's students and serve as a liaison between those students and the faculty. I've had regular meetings with her and others on the leadership board, some of whom are on the call, and it's been an absolute pleasure to continue to work with Erin in that capacity. And my job as PhD director is so much easier because of her. For those 2 reasons, and for many more, I'm delighted to recognize Erin, the 2021 Department Leadership Award winner. Do you want to embarrass Erin and spotlight her now?
Thank you, Chris. Everyone in this room really just drives me and inspires me to be the best that I can be, but also to help this program itself be the best that it can be, and to represent student interests to the best of my ability and in every way that I possibly can. So I'm just really honored to receive this year. And I'd also like to recognize everyone else who was a part of CGSA with me this year. We got a lot done despite it being remote and online. So thank you.
Okay, Melissa, the floor is yours.
All right. The winner of this year's Graduate Teaching Award is a PhD student who challenges her students and gives them the support that they need in order to succeed. After her first year of teaching in the basic course, this instructor offered several suggestions for adding more examples that would broaden the diversity and inclusiveness of the examples used in the course. She has also helped to study the impact of the Communication Center on our students' learning in the course, gave several presentations to support graduate students who were trying to refine their public speaking skills, and is helping to build a set of resources to help students build their communication skills beyond the basic course when they get into courses in their major. In addition to that, the winner of this award also taught COM 400, which is frankly one of the most challenging courses in our department to teach. And she did it for the first time online during a pandemic. And I can't imagine a more challenging role. And this person stepped up and did it with grace in a way that really supported her students. And so it is my great pleasure to present this year's Graduate Teaching Award to Adebanke Adebayo.
Hello, everyone. So good to be here. I didn't know I was going to give a speech, so I'm just really delighted to be getting this at this time. Really excited for my growth so far since I've been at Mason, and how every class I've taken with every single professor here has kind of really helped me to become the instructor that I'm growing to be. You know, starting from my first classes with Dr. BP, as well as with Dr. Maybach and Dr. Gary Krebs. So it's really been an exciting journey so far. I'm really passionate about teaching and learning, most especially because I struggled with this, and I know how I'm really passionate about providing support for students when it comes to these ideas, and just being able to teach abstract things really delights me a lot. So thank you all for this recognition. It means a lot to me. And being a first generation student, first generation college student as a whole, it's just really exciting to be able to share this with my parents who taught me without realizing that they were actually teaching me. Oh, I need to say before we leave, call 4. My cohort has been amazing. Why did I even finish this without mentioning call 4? So call 4 in the house, you all know yourself. So cheers to you all. It's been a vibe. Yes, Christian, I see you. And thanks to everyone in the background. Yushi, thank you for being my support every single time.
Outstanding, congratulations. The next award is the Commitment to the Graduate Program Award. And this year's award winner is somebody who steps up anytime someone asks for help. Whether someone needs help talking through teaching ideas, brainstorming responses to a student situation, doing statistical analysis, co-authoring a manuscript, running a research lab, finding measures, planning training, or just needs a little bit of cheering up. The winner of this award is someone who has lent a helping hand to numerous graduate students and faculty colleagues. He has published articles with several of us and is always trying to find ways to make projects even more rigorous. Equally important, he's also a good friend to his graduate student colleagues and is someone who offers support when he can and is not afraid to let the rest of us know when there are ways that we can also help to support our entire graduate student team. I'm very pleased to present this year's Commitment to the Graduate Program Award to Nate Brophy.
Hi, thank you all. I similarly don't have a speech prepared, but thank you. Yeah, but I really appreciate all the opportunity to work with both my peers and then also the instructors here at GMU. It's been phenomenal. I finished my last course, I guess ever technically, unless I really, go out of my way to take a class the other day. I was kind of bummed about it, but I'm really happy that I still have connections with all y'all to maintain, and we'll keep doing work and all that. So I look forward to the future. Thank you.
Yeah, Core 4.
Core 4, shout out.
Congratulations, both Nate and Adebanke. Now I'm a little jealous. Our cohort didn't have any type of little cool name or something that we did. But congratulations to both of you. Nate, there is something kind of sad when you realize you've taken the last class that you'll probably take and with some people that you really appreciate being around. So although it's triumphant in a way, it is a little bit sad in a moment, but congratulations to you both. If we can ask this year's awesome leader of CGSA, Aaron Campbell, to come back to the screen for us.
All right, thanks, Dr. Craig. Um, so I'm extremely honored to be here to present two different awards today, one for the MA Mentor of the Year and the other for the PhD Mentor. So we'll start with the MA. On behalf of the COM Master's students and CGSA, I'm pleased to present this year's Master's Mentorship Award to Dr. Melissa Brockelman Post. Melissa always goes out of her way to help students and gives them her undivided attention. As one student said, she has been a great counselor and a mentor in my professional and educational career. She always motivates me to go the extra mile in my work and encourages me to be confident that I can accomplish any goal that I want to achieve. Melissa, thank you so much for all you do. Congratulations, and it absolutely does not go unnoticed.
Thank you so much for this. This award means the world to me. Working with all of you is one of the greatest pleasures of my job, and getting to watch you grow as teachers and researchers and as human beings during the time that you really transform here is, I think, my favorite part of the job. And so this means a lot, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And now on to the PhD Mentor of the Year. So again, on behalf of the COM PhD students in CGSA, I'm very excited to present this year's PhD Mentorship Award to Dr. Kevin Wright. Kevin's insights are valuable, helpful, and appreciated by all of the students that he works with. One student said that Kevin's mentorship always goes above and beyond, and that he is always willing to help students and often shares personal experiences and ideas to help them achieve even more than they can imagine. We are so fortunate to be able to have him as both a mentor and a role model for us in the classroom and in our research, and we're grateful for his dedication to helping students excel. Thank you so much, Kevin, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Erin, and thank you, everybody. It's a real honor to receive this award, and I really love our graduate students so much, both in the doctoral program and the MA program. And it's really a pleasure to work with all of you, not just on committees, but also in terms of doing research projects with you as well. And so thank you so much. We have such extraordinary people in our program. And I think the last year has proved that, you can rise above many different challenges and still get dissertations done and research done. So thank you so very much. I really am honored.
Congratulations, both Melissa and Kevin. I saw somebody put in the chat, Kevin rocks. And it's true. If you haven't seen it, search the footage on YouTube. It's out there. He really does rock, people. All right, both of you, well-deserved honors and recognition. Coming up next, we have a duo presenting faculty, our duo of faculty presenting, Dr. Cripps and Dr. Nicotera. If you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Okay, do you want me to speak first? I'll lay out the award. And then
yeah, you can tell us about the about Wendy and about the award, and then I'll say a couple words for Zay.
All right. So Wendy was a student of mine in 2007 in the Introduction to Graduate Studies course. I've actually had a lot of people here in that course, Kristen and Megan and many others, and Melissa. It was a course where we really open up the field to students. And in that class, Wendy really stood out because she was very outspoken about her public advocacy. She was a strong environmentalist. She was a strong feminist. She was angry about inequity in society. She wanted to change things, and she wanted to get a degree to really help her do that work. And she was a really busy person. She was working full time while taking her program, and she was volunteering in many different organizations. Towards the end of the class, she was unexpectedly diagnosed with lung cancer. And in fact, it was stage 4 lung cancer, which is the worst diagnosis you can get. And she'd never been a smoker. She was a very healthy person. She was a exerciser. She kept a healthy diet. It was a really difficult thing. And for most people, that kind of news would be totally devastating. But she was like the ever-ready bunny. She would not stop. She kept going. She volunteered. She traveled. She did stuff. She was getting things done. She was making the most of her life. After she died, which was around 2009, I was so moved by her example and resilience that I established this award in her name and made the initial donation to establishing the award, and then opened it up to her friends and family. And we eventually raised more than $10,000 to establish this award. And we've been giving it every year to a person in the faculty, a person in the among the graduate student body who represents the same kinds of qualities. And so I'm not going to steal Ann's thunder because I know she wants to talk about Xavier, but I just want to say I think this is a really, really good choice. Ann, let me turn it over to you.
Well, Gary, feel free to say something nice about Xavier.
Well, Xavier, I really miss having Xavier in class because he is so entertaining. He has so many wonderful stories to tell. He is open about everything. He's a strong advocate for many different groups, and he lives his advocacy in his life. And he's just a joy. And so a lot of the wonderful things I saw in Wendy, I also see in Xavier. So congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, Gary. Yes, Zay, I did not know Wendy. I was new and she was in the program, but I didn't have the opportunity to get to know her at all. But from what I've heard, I agree with Gary that you embody what Wendy embodied. And when Zay and I first talked about what he wanted to research, he told me he was interested in organizational communication because he was interested in luxury goods. And at first I didn't get it. But we sat in my office and we talked a little while, and, he helped me understand because, I shop at Kohl's and Target, so I'm not going into the Fendi store. But he helped me to understand accessibility and equity. And we talked about feminist theory, and we talked about critical race theory, and we wrestled about how one makes luxury goods accessible when the very definition of the word luxury is to be exclusive, when the exclusivity and the paradox of that arena. Zay lives life with zest, as I've heard, was typical of Wendy. And it has been really gratifying over the last several years that I have known Xavier to watch his spirit blossom, to watch him live his life out loud in ways that really embody the spirit of the Balazik Award. So Xavier, congratulations. This is very well deserved. And I just know that you are going to make change in the world.
Thank all of you so much. When I read Wendy's story, I got a little overwhelmed. She says, get busy living. And if you know me, I'm running 24/7. Sometimes I'm having 18-hour days because I like to be busy. But I took a step back when I received this to put in perspective that I can't be my best self as a scholar and a professional if I'm not trying to live my best self and or giving myself time to relax. And I just want to say thank you to every professor on here who has opened up their hearts and minds to allow me to explore communication from a standpoint that wasn't as traditional to this department. It has made me a better person every day when I write something or communicate something at Homeland Security, or just try to be a better person for somebody else. So I'm really taking it as a mold to begin getting busy living and enjoying that in the scholarship. So thank every single one of you and my cohort for being the best. So.
Congratulations, Xavier. I share Gary's sentiments. I miss being in class with you and having those conversations and hearing your perspective as well. Well deserved. So our next few awards are going to be presented by myself and Dr. Clark, each of us giving out an award to our respective MA and PhD recipient. So the first one that we're going to acknowledge is the Communication Graduate Challenge Award. And at the MA level, we would like to acknowledge a young lady that has gone above and beyond what many of our MA students do in regards to their service that they contribute to their peers. Oftentimes when we think about CGSA, we do not often associate an MA student's name with it, and not for any negative association, but usually a lot of our MA students are not necessarily traditionally on campus. They come in from work and have other things going on that do not necessarily allow them to get actively involved in the organization and function on campus. But Suzanne was quite the opposite, and this is a person that if you've ever met Suzanne and interacted with, she's kind of laid back and a little bit relaxed. So to see her be as actively involved as she has in the department and the organization was definitely a great thing to observe and watch. And so we'd like to acknowledge Suzanne Sauter, I think I pronounced her name correctly, hopefully I did, I haven't done it in a while, for her dedication and commitment and everything that she's contributed to this department and this program. So a round of applause for Suzanne. I don't think she's on the call with us today, unfortunately. So if you see her, if you know her, communicate with her, please send her a word of congratulations. And Chris, I relinquish the screen to you for the next presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Craig. The PhD Graduate Challenge Award for this year goes to Jessica Ledford. It's like the Oscars, and the winner is Jessica Ledford. It's challenging to start a PhD program. It's challenging to start a PhD program that all of a sudden moves online the year you start. It's challenging to start a PhD program that moves online the year you start while doing it remotely from about 1,000 miles away in Alabama. And it's challenging to start a PhD program that suddenly moves online, you're 1,000 miles away and dealing with challenges in your own life outside of the classroom. And for these and it's challenging to do all of that, to handle it with grace and to excel, not just meet the benchmarks, but to excel in the classroom. And that sums up everything that Jessica has been able to do during a year's been challenging for everyone, especially her. But to excel in the classroom, to earn the respect and admiration of her peers and of her professors is very, very, very impressive, and is a very special young emerging scholar here. Jessica, I tip my cap to you and look forward to meeting you again. It's been about a year since we met at Open House in 2020. I believe you're moving to the area soon. I look forward to showing you around and having you set foot on campus again. Congratulations on a well-earned Graduate Challenge Award for the PhD program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Clark, and I want to thank everybody in the department, especially people that donated items to me. Thank you so much. And I do want to say that although this year has been really hard for me, not just starting a new program and starting an online program, but also because of my personal challenges. And even though those still continue to affect me every day, I can be secure in the knowledge that I'm in a department that truly cares about me. And I basically have my own little family here in the department that will continue to support me throughout my time here, even as I continue to kind of heal and cope with everything that's been going on. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, Jessica. So our next award is the Outstanding MA Student. And when I think about this young lady, I cannot say enough about her. We had a conversation back in December. She started to get emotional. I was like, you can't do that. You're going to make me start to get emotional. Having had the opportunity to be able to instruct this young woman since she was a sophomore, I believe, first taking COM 202 with me. I remember observing her talking with her classmates and striking up conversation with me. And it's like, this young lady is on the ball. She was an ambassador, I think, she was just doing all kinds of things. And then to be able to watch her think about going into the MA program here and of course, wanting to steer her our way, and, but encourage her, apply other places, think about other MA that might be better. But of course, we'd love to have you as part of our program. And then she was applying and walking her through that process, and then to be able to teach her again at the graduate level and see how awesome she is. But even before she got to the graduate level, I overlooked something: the research that she did at the undergraduate level, exploring Shark Week programming, which already lets you know she's about to be a star. And to be able to watch her go through all of these experiences and at the same time demonstrate the humility that she has, because she is an awesome student, but doesn't seem to, doesn't demonstrate like this superstar, but I can't describe it. She's amazing, with a perfect balance of humble and humility at the same time. And she has quite the future in academia if she decides to pursue that. Some of us have encouraged her to pursue a PhD in communication or science communication, however she conceives it. But definitely a rising star, and grateful that she came through our doors here at George Mason and part of our undergraduate and graduate program. We encourage you to stick around for the PhD if you wish, but always encourage you in either way that you go. Lauren back.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna cry if I keep talking, so I'm gonna say thank you. There's not a single professor on this call that has not impacted my life and my research. So a special thank you to everyone who served on my committee for my thesis defense, Dr. Clark, Dr. Craig, Dr. Wright. Just a big thank you. And yes, let's talk about further education at some point. But thank you very much for thinking of me and for shaping me into the person that I am today. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I am up again. The outstanding PhD student this year is soon to be Dr. Christian Sider. I've known Christian for about 4 years now. The mark of any successful PhD student when they enter the program is to have at least a general sense of what they want to study for their research agenda, dissertation, etc. That's not unusual. What is unusual is when I first met Christian, it wasn't simply he had a general sense of interest in health communication or science. He really made clear he's interested in a particular aspect of health communication, end of life care, the study of deaf communication in a sense. And I found that very interesting. And I realized then and there that he was unique, different, that he really was driven, and he had a bright future in the program, and all that has come to pass. He came to visit us about 4 years ago, and it just so happened, I told the story last year when he got another award, it just so happened that I was the only person able to meet him that night. So instead of heading out to dinner on the department's tab, we went home to my place, and we had tomato soup and bread that my lovely wife made, Meg. And over soup and bread, and maybe some wine, I'm not sure, we commiserated, and I just got a really good sense then and there that he was going to be a special student. He's been a delight to work with. I hear he's been a delight to have in the classroom. He's been a delight to have on a research project I'm working on with the Aldo Center for Communicating Science, through which he fulfilled a lifelong dream of becoming an Aldo certified science communication instructor. And I'm particularly, perhaps most proud, definitely most proud, I should say, that he has parlayed the success to a pending career as a tenure track assistant professor in health communication at Cal State University, Fullerton, in sunny, looking outside my window right now, sunny Southern California. Christian, I'm a little biased. We love to have you stay, but we know you have to strike out on your own and go down your own path. And we look forward to meeting you along the road. Congratulations, Christian, and best of luck at Cal State Fullerton starting in August.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you all very much. It's not a huge secret that I wanted to be an actor. I was trained as an actor in my BFA. So I'll be perfectly honest. The award that I, maybe about 10 years ago, thought I'd be getting would maybe be like, an acting award. But I am so happy with how my life has turned out. This award, this department, the amazing people that I've had the pleasure of meeting, the classes that I've taken, the mentors that I've had, Core 4, they have changed me forever. I absolutely consider
Mason my home. In some ways, I still feel like an actor who's playing a communication scientist, but the confidence that y'all have imbued within me to ask those questions, to find ways to help people communicate about death and dying, to help people ultimately die better. We all deserve that, and it's far too rare. To be in a department where I have friends who are absurdly generous with their time. I'd like to throw a special shout out to Nate Brophy. I'm so glad you got that commitment to the department award. I would be nowhere without you. And also to my incredible dissertation committee. As of yesterday, I just submitted my first fully completed draft of my dissertation. It's 135 pages. Have fun reading that, Jatron. So anyway, I'll cut it short, but I just want to know y'all to know I love you all. I will be back when I can, and I will try to pass on the gifts that you all have so generously given me to my students. I just learned I'm teaching a grad class in the fall, so I'm excited to be able to pass on some of that mentorship. So thank you all. I love you, and I look forward to celebrating with you in person at the earliest possible opportunity.
Congratulations.
Man, I don't know about you all, but I got a tissue next to me right now, just kind of this is awesome. I love the beginning of the year and the end of the year. The beginning because we get to welcome everybody back, we see new faces, and at the end we get to celebrate so many of you that are moving on to the next part of your careers and your lives and everything that you're doing. And we know you're going to be great at whatever you do, as demonstrated and seen tonight. Before we get out of here, we definitely want to make sure that you stick around. Brittany has put together a wonderful tribute to our MA and PhD students. So while Brittany gets that queued up, maybe folks want to have a little bit of side-by-side or sidebar conversation as we get the video ready. Oh, looks like she's already got it ready. Sorry, Brittany. Faster than I realized.
I learned to embed it this year and unmute myself so people can actually hear it. Okay, or maybe you can talk and I'll just go through YouTube.
So we have an opportunity for a little conversation and chat amongst us while we get the video queued up.
Congratulations, everybody. This was really great.
So who are all the students graduating?
Not all of the award winners, no.
Oh, just wondering. All those names. Congratulations, all the graduates.
I noticed that Farah Latif was on the call. She has completed and defended her dissertation.
Dr. Latif. Dr. Sider, Dr. Latif. What other doctors we got in the room?
And we got master's students. We got, let's see, my goodness, we have Jerome and Laura Powers, and who else?
And with Erica Ortner and Erica Harrington.
Yeah.
And Suzanne Sowers.
Yeah.
And Ben.
Ben, congratulations.
Oh my gosh, how are these people graduating already? They just started.
Did I miss anybody from the 798 class?
Kate Boyd.
Kate, yes. And Kate is here too. Congratulations, Kate. I know I'm also missing one of the doctoral students. Kevin, who else did we have in committee this year who finished up?
If Dr. Tim, as Ed pointed out, Kristen Tim will be finishing up and will be here fresh off the boat from Alaska next week to participate in the ceremony.
Yay, Kristen.
Oh, nice. You're coming for the hooding. That's great.
Oh, and Deanne. Deanne Kinney.
Right, Deanne.
Karen Norton.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we've got a slideshow here.
All right, now we're good to go.
Yay, Brittany.
Congratulations, CommMA class of 2021. You are certainly going to be missed. We appreciate and value everything that you brought to these classroom experiences that you participated in. We look forward to seeing what you do beyond this, and also coming back and shaking your hands and greeting you as esteemed alumni of George Mason University. Congratulations.
Hi, class of 2021. This is Sojang Kim, your professor from the Department of Communication. I would like to send you my sincere congratulations on your big graduation day. You did a great job and happy graduation. You did it.
Hey, it's Tim Gibson here. I am the teacher of qualitative research methods for the graduate programs, and congratulations all MA students who are graduating this semester. You did it, you made it, you graduated. We couldn't be prouder of you. And please do stay in touch. Let us know what's going on as you take on your next adventure. Take care now.
I want to thank the 8 MA students whose work I directed this semester in directing their MA research projects. Sarah Sarker, Erica Harrington, Erica Ortner, Benjamin Hubbard, Jerome Botcher, Laura Powers, Kate Boyd, and Suzanne Sauer. Thank you all for allowing me to work with you. You did a wonderful job, and I am so proud of you. Go forth and prosper.
Hello, everyone. Professor Clark here, wishing all of our master's students a wholehearted congratulations. I've had the pleasure of having some of you in class. Others I don't know quite as well, but regardless, I'm so proud of your accomplishments. Wish you all the best going forward.
Congratulations, graduates. We're so proud of you. Here's to wonderful professional and personal lives for so many years to come. Go Mason.
Richard, it's all you.
And that concludes the formal portion of our program in terms of going through our presentation of an awardees and a tribute. And of course, just want to say, I can't say it enough, we're very proud of you. We look forward to everything that you're going to be doing and accomplishing, and hopefully coming back to visit with us and sharing that information with us. I open the screen up to my colleagues if there are thoughts that you'd like to share with our graduates and our students, and likewise
Richard.
students, things that you might want to share. Yes, I'm sorry.
We transitioned to Chris for the PhD one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not done.
We're not done,
I'm
almost.
jumping the gun.
All the
My
PhD
apologies.
students said, what about me?
I didn't recognize that we were doing the MA recognition. My apologies. I thought the video. So let me acknowledge our MA graduates before we. MA graduates: Benjamin Hubert, Erica Harrington, Erica Ortner, Jerome Botcher, Juan Mendoza Diaz, Caitlin Boyd, Laura Powers, Lauren Back, Sarah Sakar, and Suzanne Sauter. My apologies for overlooking that wonderful portion of our presentation. And Chris, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Richard. Brittany, remind me, do we have a video for the PhD students or no?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
I
of course.
I just want to make sure. This is why I love working with Brittany.
Christian, we are not going to Hollywood anytime soon.
The PhD program would implode in a smoldering ruin without Brittany. So,
Christian, we needed you to supervise a run of show.
I'm not a stage manager. I'm not smart enough.
Hi, I would like to congratulate Deanne Canyeso for her wonderful dissertation exploring expectancy violations and emotions in computer-mediated communication, a mixed method hybrid approach to content analysis of online mental health messages. Deanne, you did a wonderful job with the dissertation and your defense. And we were all impressed that you had 3 studies within 1 dissertation, which is amazing. And so I really hope that you're able to publish these findings. I think they will make a great contribution to the discipline. Congratulations, and I wish you the best with all of your future career goals. Congratulations.
Good afternoon and good evening. This is Gary Krebs. I am here to congratulate my fabulous PhD and MA students. First of all, I want to congratulate Farah Latif, who I directed her dissertation, a mixed method approach to conceptualizing and scale development of personal reputations, a multidimensional approach using legitimacy, social evaluation, parasocial relationships, and agency. This was a fabulous dissertation. I am so proud of you, Farah. Congratulations.
Hey, Farah, it's Tim. I just wanted to say congratulations on defending your dissertation. It was an honor working with you. You did a stellar job, and we are so proud of your accomplishments. Please do stay in touch as you move on to the next adventure. And again, congratulations, Dr. Latif. Take care. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, Dr. Karen Norden. Dr. Norden's dissertation was titled Growing a Growth Mindset in the Introductory Communication Course, Design, Pilot Testing, and Implementation of a Communication Mindset Intervention. In her dissertation and a couple of other articles that she published, Karen found a way to apply mindset theory to the ways that we build communication skills. Mindset can even cancel out the effects of public speaking anxiety, which opens new frontiers for communication education research. Congratulations, Karen, and best wishes as you begin your new job and build your business. And congratulations to all of our graduates who are graduating this spring.
Dr. Kristen Tim, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to congratulate you on successfully defending your incredible dissertation titled Sources and Frames in a Contested Framing Space, an analysis of the US media coverage of the 4th National Climate Assessment.
And best wishes is
Hey, my eager beaver self, I had to slow down a moment. Congratulations to our MA, our PhD students, and for the sake of no longer having to hear my voice, I want to open the floor up for conversation and just encouragement for all of our students, and congratulations for them as well. So the floor is open to our faculty and students alike.
I just want to briefly extend my additional congratulations to Farah, Kristen, Deanne, and Karen for their great accomplishments. PhD director, excellences like these make my life a lot easier. I also want to give a special shout out to Karen. I am told that her dissertation defense may have had the most people at it ever. I remember when I defended my dissertation, I was so nervous, I was barely there. So it looks like she had an excellent crowd. I'm sure the others did as well, but I heard especially that she attracted a good following. So congrats to her and to all of our PhD graduates, all of our doctors. And I look forward to hearing about your accomplishments in the years ahead.
I think we had a Pakistani contingent for Farah's dissertation as well. I didn't know exactly how to greet them, and did I do it correctly, Farah?
Oh yes, absolutely. And they send back their walaikum assalam to you. There was actually a crowd behind a television screen, so that's why we couldn't see them. But they really appreciated the event, and they were very, very happy to be able to attend. In some way we can thank COVID for that, but we're just looking for straws in this really, really bad situation. Just be thankful for whatever we can get, right?
I was really glad they could be there.
Susan, before you go, I will be in 798 in the fall. So if you would like to edit my paper too, I will send it to you.
I think I'm going to be teaching that class. It'll be nice to have you back in class, Melissa. Hello, sweetie.
I wish I could get in there and do those kinds of things for people, so you wouldn't have to think of that, of doing that part of the paper. So I also had Bill as a 5th grade student, so I started with him young, so it was fun. So very nice. A wonderful.
You had him in your own class?
Everyone. What?
Susan, you had your own son in class?
Oh, yes, I did. I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you stricter with him?
In the hall one day and said that I was going to call his dad. He doesn't like me telling that story, or he didn't like me.
That's wonderful.
Congratulations, everyone. It was a wonderful evening. It's so good to see all of those interests in the communication, because it is, and the getting science out there and letting people know what it really is. We've really seen how important that is. So congratulations, and thank you to all of the professors for the wonderful work that you're guiding these students through. So
Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Schroeder family.
And congratulations to all the award winners. I think we're all award winners. We're getting to work together. There's a tremendous warmth and the passion among this faculty, among our student body, that I really appreciate. Very unique. Thank you all.
Yes, well said, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the tremendous honor of your friendship and the award. I really am grateful to know all of you. I need to run, but thank you all so much for everything. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Night, everyone.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Oh, that's true. Happy Mother's
Mother's Day,
Day.
Mom.
Happy Mother's Day to
Happy
everyone.
Mother's Day.